What's up, guys? This is Kevin. I'm the guy who knows everything.
And this is Mike. I'm the guy who actually knows everything, all the things that he doesn't know. Because.
Dave. Oh, because I know.
He doesn't, obviously.
We're gonna work on that.
I'm gonna work on it.
That's hilarious. But yeah, I just want to talk about Squid Game because Squid Game season 2 came out, and I'm only on episode 4, so I just want to give you guys my thoughts on it so far. But when it comes to Squid Game,
Spoiler alert.
Hey.
No, spoiler alert. You gotta
Spoiler?
Because you're on 4. You're on 4 already.
Do you want to talk about spoilers?
No, but if you're gonna talk about 4, up to 4.
Yeah, let's talk about spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, how do you like it so far? Up to episode 4.
I'm mad.
Don't spoil it.
Right. I'm mad that they didn't announce that it was gonna be split.
It's split?
It has to, because 7 episodes is not enough for one season.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like 7 episodes is not enough because it's 7 episodes.
I'm fine with that.
And how far they are isn't enough.
Okay.
For what they're trying to, like, for the way I feel like they're trying to move this season. I will say this. I love the plot. I love the differences that they took, because they could have struck another season out using the same games. They could have pulled another one.
That would have killed it for me. Yeah.
You know why I wouldn't have killed it? Because it would have been about him trying to defeat the games while trying to defeat the greed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He has the tricks, but he has to, like, dole it out slowly so as not to get... Because you see what happened? I'm not going to get too deep. But human greed is a big proponent in this season.
Y'all piss me off. If it was me, you're on your own. I'm going to go back to the game. I'm taking my billion, I'm out.
Facts.
Freak that, yo.
Facts.
I don't know what you did.
Facts. I'm out.
But anyways.
I'm out. Like, the first thing I'm doing is I'm getting all the names of the people that helped me survive, except for the old man, because he ain't. And I'm getting each of them $1 billion.
Facts.
And then I'm out. Then I move to America and I become a movie star. Well, for everybody knows, first I'm gonna go to Dominican Republic and get my Drake abs. Because if Drake got the abs, I can get the abs too. Then I'm gonna go to Costa Rica and get longer arms.
Get through acid, Bobby.
You feel me? and then I'm gonna come back fine, and then I'm gonna dominate the world. But other than that, yeah, I'm not. I know he's at a crisis of conscience because he wants to stop it, but
You can't stop it.
you can't stop humanity.
Can't stop him, bro.
Humanity is humanity. I'll leave it at that. How you feel?
I like the twist with this season. The fact that he's going back there to try to save people, and then the same people he's trying to save is screwing him over. I like that. It's also pissing me off, especially when they actually gave people a choice after that first game, where they're like, okay, this guy's crazy until the crazy thing happens, and then they're like, okay, this season they're giving him a choice, like, okay, after every game, you can leave or you can stay. And the more people get eliminated, the more money is going to be in the pot in the case that you want to stay and try your luck. I would have left after the first game. As soon as somebody got shot in the forehead, I would have been out. But no. Human greed, of course, that's a factor you can't get over. And I know if it was me, everybody who picked to stay, I'd be like, okay, sabotage them. Everybody wants to go. We good. Let's get out of here. But yeah, I'm on episode 4 where they're on the second game, and I'm seeing everybody freak out, and it's like, okay, you guys you see the consequences of your actions. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's see how this goes. I want to see who else is gonna try to, like, sabotage other people. That's the best part of the game for me.
But see, it's not just human greed. It's fear of the known and the possibility of the unknown. Because, all right, do you remember how much money they had after the first game?
It was like 24 mil one.
Do you know how much that is in American money?
It's like 16K.
Exactly.
I'll take
It's like 16, 17. You're not, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm like you.
Right.
I would have took my 15 to 16, 17 and left.
Yeah.
And I would have put it in crypto, I'd have put it in something. You feel me? I'd have been a stockbroker, I'd have been something.
I mean, Dominican Republic.
Fact, but you gotta remember, what did the old man owe? The old man owed $10 billion on his own.
Right.
So he needed $1 million US.
Okay.
So a couple thousand was gonna do nothing for him. So it's partial greed, but also, what am I gonna do?
They're desperate, yeah.
Yeah, and you see how people lie to themselves. That's my favorite part of the show. I live in a world where everyone lies to themselves all the time, to the point where I have a saying where I go, you can lie to you, but don't lie to me. Right? I tell people all the time, you can lie to you all you want, but don't lie to me, because I can tell.
I agree.
And people lie to themselves all the time. You'll see people, this man actually says, and this isn't that big of a spoiler because it's not like a great scene, but he goes, oh, I can't go back to my family with nothing. What am I going to do for my family? And I have to bring the money back so then we can get our family and start all over and then get into. And then the person looks at me and go, what are they going to do if you're dead? And it's like, yeah, because but in his mind, it can't happen, because in our minds, us dying, the bad is never going to occur. We're always going to miraculously make it, but that's not how the world works. And that's why I love Squid Game so much, because it puts you in a position that you can have all that bravado and that feel like when you're young that you're invincible, but life will show you you're not. You're not. You might think you might have the power of wishing, but you know what knocks wishes out? An M16, or in this case, an MP5. Knocks that right out your brain. Bow! Gone. What? And I love the plot I don't know if you know this, but there's a behind the scenes plot too, where one of the characters is one of the soldiers that work for the Squid Game. You know that, all right?
Yeah.
Right. That her plot is crazy. It's getting crazy. So I like that as well.
I'm curious to see where they go, but I hope they don't go too far with the moral high ground, because you're already done so much. I was like, I don't really need to see that type of situation. I just want to see more messed up games. I want to see more sabotage, more betrayal, and I want to see more of the people like behind the curtains. Like, okay, maybe there's a Squid Game in like they're in Korea, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a Squid Game in Japan and like Germany and America.
You want them to franchise the Squid Game?
I want them to franchise it.
Ah! Hilarious.
There's a lot of debt. There's a lot of debt going on there. And a lot of bums out there. So
there is.
There's a lot of money to be made. A lot of entertainment. So
you know what really? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to see how they branch out from this season. And also, I like the guy in the suit who introduced you when you first played that game, Donkey, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, his scenes, man. That guy really knows how to.
He's a rough dude. Boy.
He knows how to stress you out.
That's what I want to talk about. I'm talking about when he brought the bread, the food.
You're right.
You remember that scene?
You're right.
That was to think, because as a singular person, if somebody comes to you and they go, "I'll give you a lotto ticket," or "I'll give you a meal," in your mind, you're just like the man with the 10 billion. You're like, this meal is gonna tide me over for what, an hour, 2, 3, maybe.
Right.
And then
I'm
gonna be hungry.
Quality carbs too.
Right. But if I happen to win this lotto ticket, my life has changed. So it's the same dynamic, just on a smaller scale.
Right.
And everybody's gonna choose that one. But then if you look at it as a whole, if they all would have chosen the food, they could have put it together and maybe ration it out, stretch it out longer. But since no one chose the food, now he throws it on the ground and you'll see what he does to it. But it's hilarious. It's that the guy in the suit is a beast. He's not to be trifled with.
I'd take a lottery ticket. I'm like, okay.
Everybody would. But as a whole, if we had a whole community, what you could do with that food, you could stretch it. There's a reason onions exist. There's a reason zucchinis exist. They exist to stretch out meals.
Sure, but you can't do that with bread.
You could, you have all this bread. Now you go buy 1 tin of sausages, you cut the sausages up with some onions, you cook it up. Now everybody has 1 scoop on the bread.
Okay.
Now we all have, you know what I'm saying? It's not just bread, it's now stretched out, everybody got a meal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they're not thinking like that. Everybody's thinking as a unit.
Okay.
I'm that guy.
Fair
Everybody's thinking in their own little thing instead of thinking as a community. That's what pissed him off so much. That's why he was so mad, because he's like, I got all this food and all of you went for the lotto ticket. That's why he was so mad, and I feel him, because human beings are not meant. Human beings only think of community when they're in the community, but they have to know they're in the community, and that's like a family. You know what I'm saying? Like they only think of community when it's this. This is my offspring, so I know I have to protect this. So now I'm in the community, but you don't know. Do you know your neighbor next door?
Nope.
Exactly my point. I've lived next to my neighbor. Exactly. My neighbor is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life. I can tell you stories of what he's done for me, right off the hip, and I would do the same for him. I don't want to talk to him.
I do not.
I don't want to know.
Maybe if the world ends or something like that.
If the world ended, he could have and I had the last house, he could get in.
Great.
That's how much I like him as a person. But we're not friends.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He does stuff all the time. And that's because as human beings in the society we're in now, we're not, they make it seem like social media brings you closer, but we're actually more disconnected than ever. Okay, I'm getting way too philosophical, my bad.
Going deep with it.
I know, my bad. Because like, he dead ass, like I was gardening for a little bit.
Right.
And every time he sees me in the backyard, he's like the happiest guy. And guess what his name is? Take one guess.
James.
No, nigga.
I don't know.
His name is Mike.
Oh, there's Mike.
Yes, that's nuts. He's got my name, and we see each other all the time. And I'm just
Soul
like,
brothers. Like
could be. He's the nicest guy, and he sees me. He's like, hey, you gardening? Oh, I hope this works out. And in my mind, I'm like, please stop talking. I don't want to. And it's not. I have nothing against him. I just don't want to talk. I don't want to be friendly because in my mind, I see all the effort I'm gonna have to put in the future, and I don't have the energy for it. I don't.
You could.
I couldn't. I don't.
Or, have your daughter do it.
My daughter would definitely do it. Hi, Mike. Sit your ass down.
That's funny.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm just wondering, like, what is the moral of the story when it comes to Squid Game? Because they seem to really be pissed off at the people who are, like, at the bottom. Like, I'm talking about the higher-ups. And I'm wondering, like, where the story is going to, like, kind of resolve that like, animosity. Like, okay, what's going to be the breaking point to say, like, okay, there are people who are at the bottom, but, like, there's the good side to people at the same time. Which is why we have the main character trying to save everybody. Like, he sees the good in people and he's trying to help them out. At the same time, those same people are, like, putting him in a terrible situation. So that's what I'm wondering right now.
I could tell you what I think it is, but I don't think you like. All right, you gotta pull me back when I start going too deep, okay? Try to pull me back. I think it's a microcosm for the other side, whatever the other side is to you. For black people, the other side is white people. For white people, the other side is black people. For Republicans, the other side is Democrats. For just the other side. I think it's a microcosm for what's the other side, and that the other side is not that different than you. That's what I think the show's trying to show you. I think it's like, here you go. It's like, it's trying to, the main character, it's trying to show the main character that you think there's a good and evil. You think the people that are in the games are good and the people that are running the games are bad. But that's not what it is. Same thing I tell you when men versus women. I say it's not men versus women, it's good versus bad.
Okay.
And it's the same thing here. It's not the rich versus the poor. It's the good versus the bad. Because there's bad in the game and there's bad above the game. And I'm not gonna give this spoiler away, but he becomes real cool with somebody who's in the back, who's in the game and on the other side of the game. And it's like, this is damn near your best friend in the game, like second best friend. But you know what I'm saying? So you look at it a certain way, but it's only because of the way you're looking. If Namibia, right? If Namibia in Africa, it's a country, I hate you so much. Look at a map, you're worse than Peyton. If Namibia was America, and Namibia, all right, fine, Kenya, is that better? If Kenya was America, right? And Kenya had all the things that America did, and it became the biggest thing in the world, and everything that happened in America happened in Kenya, except that black people were in charge, were the dominant culture, and white people were trucked in as slaves. We would act like them. We would find every single reason to look down on them, and I know as black people, we feel like it's just not in our DNA. We would never do it because we've never done it in history. Even when black people had slaves, they treated them with respect. It's white people that have always taken it there.
I don't see that, right?
Granted, but it's because they've always been in a position where they felt they were dominant. It's always been like that. Even before there was a such thing as white. When it was just English, they felt, look down my knife, scoff at you. When it was just Italian, hey, down with you are not a me. When it was just French, when it was just, whatever it is, whatever kind of white you want to go with, as long as they were Catholic, they felt they were above you. And then they had white Protestants, and they were like, ugh. It's just how they are. And black people feel like we're different. We would never do that. I think it's because we've never been in that position. We've never had a Catholic church that came around and said, you are better than everyone. You're the only one going to heaven. You're the greatest. You got to stop these other religions. You know what I'm saying? It's just, so we can't see ourselves in there, but we're closer than we would like to believe, because if you look at America, if white people weren't as racist as they are, black people would be Republicans. That's just a fact. Black people are conservative as hell. That's just a fact. You don't have to agree with it, but actually you would, because you love Trump. But black people are I hate you. Black people are conservative as hell.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Obama. Black people would have hated Obama.
Get back to SQUID game.
I'm sorry. All right, let me see. Black people would have hated Obama, but because y'all walking around with Obama bone nose stuff, we couldn't outwardly say anything, so we couldn't go against it. So we like bump y'all. It's the same thing. Same thing with Squid Games. Because he looks at the rich people as evil. He can't see the evil in what's going on in front of him. He can't, even when it's turning on him, he's like, no, he gives them all the excuses. No, they're in the game, so they're just, no. You're choosing to live through the misery and death of others. That's what one more game means.
Right.
One more game doesn't mean, hey, let's just try this for shits and giggles. One more games means some people are gonna die and then we're gonna make money. That's what it means. One more game means I'm okay with you dying to make me wealthier. So it's just as evil.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop there. Sorry.
The crazy thing is, I believe people will do it.
What do you mean believe?
100%.
Of course they would.
100%.
In
Obviously.
every country.
And yeah, that is a good point. I'm gonna expand on that and say, like, I think that it has to do with like questioning what's the value of human life, because it seems like they're talking about a lot of self-worth. Like a lot of people who put themselves in debt and say, okay, let's do one more game. They don't even value themselves to where they're gonna risk their own lives, their family's life, because you see people who have like pregnancies, you see people who have like they're like literally their mother is in the game with them to try to protect themselves, but instead of saying, okay, hey, there's people's lives who are in danger, who needs to be saved, they're like, okay, well, there's a lot of money to be made. Let's go get this money. And it's the same with the people who are running the game. Like they know human nature so well that they know if they flaunt a certain amount of money in their face, they know that person has a dollar limit to what they'll do. Yeah, it's real. It's interesting to see like what lengths people will go through just to make some money, and it's real interesting to see like what type of value people put on someone's life. Because one guy that kind of pissed me off in the first game was a guy who took the pills, if you remember him. Yeah, the pop star. Yeah, he knew exactly what was going on. So what he did, he just eliminated the competition and pushed a couple people down just to increase his chances of winning. Like that just shows you like what he puts above anything else, and that's money. So yeah, I think.
No, I just got a realization. You just woke me up with something.
Yeah.
I don't think the people in the game, none of them are good. None of them are good. No, not one. You name anyone in the game, I could tell you why they're bad.
I like the mom.
You know why she's bad?
She's protecting her son.
No, she's enabling him to be a piece of garbage. What did she do? Did you get to you're only in the second game, right?
Second game, yeah.
Okay, he's going to do something foul to her, and she's going to excuse him, just like she excused
the
mom, just like she's excusing his debts, and she's there for his debts. She's not there for her own debts.
Right.
She's there for him.
That's self-sacrifice.
It's making him. It's infantiling him. She's making him because think about this. The game does not choose people that something bad happened to. It doesn't choose people that lost their jobs. It chooses people that consistently F their life up. You got to think about it. They don't choose somebody who's down on their luck.
So
they choose people
about her life.
Correct. They choose people who consistently mess themselves over. That's why they have videos of them. Everybody, even in the first season, Because the guy who won, he kept messing life over and over, drinking with the friends and everything. They only choose people who are losers. They're not choosing anyone who's down on their luck. They're choosing losers who are down on their luck. So I don't think any of them are good. That's why they're always willing to risk whatever it is to get up.
Okay.
They don't look at their family as a reason to not go further. Because if I had a risk, say I had a risk. Matter of fact, you know for a fact that I risk certain things, right? My crypto and stuff.
Right.
But there's a limit I don't go past because I have a child.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, this money is hers.
Right.
So there's a limit I go, there's people who go, no, we're gonna risk it all, then lose it all, and go, oh my God, I gotta do something crazy to make that back. Instead of just going, okay, I lost it all, let me just go to work and make it back. They're all risky people. So none of them are good. You just woke me up to that. Yes, there are no good people in the show.
That's a good question.
And
I don't know if I can say good. But
there are no worthwhile good people. And the people who are higher ups, they're bad, but at least they're not picking good people.
Okay.
They're picking shitty people like they are. So I look at it, oh, you just woke me up. I'm about to watch it differently now. Ooh,
You should.
yes.
Okay. I think that's a good place to stop right
All right, that works.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there's good people in there or bad people in there or a mix in between?
And if you think there's good people, post who you think is good, and I'll show you they're not.
I'll say the main character's good.
You have to remember, he wasn't good in the first one. He's not a person they chose. He chose himself. In the first, you started remember the first season, right?
Right.
He was a drunk
Right.
who screwed over the money to his wife, mom, and child. Were screwed over because of the stuff he was doing. He wasn't good.
He was not good.
He was not good. He's good now because he got $45 billion in the house, and he's still not good because he ain't even. I'm not going.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler territory.
Yeah, spoiler.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Put it in the because I am willing. Matter of fact, if you don't believe me, wait for the scene, and it's early in. I think it's in the first episode where they show why these people are there. And you'll see bad. They chose bad people. You'll see.
Something to think about.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna make me watch it differently.
I'm telling you, I'm here.
All right, guys. Peace.
He doesn't.